Good morning, viewers. Welcome to Global Entertainment News Breakfast Show, your daily dose of news and updates. I am your host, Bella, and joining me on the studio today is.
Steven.
Well, we're taking today's top story from Punch and the Vanguard newspaper, and today's top story from Punch is exam fraud. UK Council probes 1,955 Nigerian nurses. The Nursing and Midwifery Council in the United Kingdom has indicated 1,238 Nigerian nurses and midwives in the widely spread exam fraud concern at Unike Health Center in Ibadan, Oyo State. The NMC also said 717 Nigerian nurses and midwives are being probed for the exam fraud at the Ibadan Center. The council, which disclosed this exclusively to our correspondent in an email correspondence, notes that 1,955 Nigerian professionals were impacted by the concern of the unique tech center because they took their test there. Earlier, the Home Office asked some Nigerian nurses and midwives being probed for an exam fraud that occurred in Nigeria to leave the UK.
This is one of the things that that happens where when you have a very poor background when it comes to education. Now that the UK has come outside to say that okay, um, they discovered fraud from their exams, or they were being brought into the UK to furthermore. Nigerian nursing system needs to have this task forcing in doing things to ensure that the right nurses and midwives are put out there, not to make the nation feel. Just imagine the bad name now they've painted um, their face outside the UK now. Anybody, any opportunity for a nurse or a midwife to go to the UK now will be probably checked or thoroughly checked because of things like this.
Exactly. I feels like this thing of Nigerian being how will I say exam malpractice is very very common in Nigeria, and then even when it comes to the simplest sort of the exam, we still tend to look for easier way to do it because you won't surprise that you go to a hospital and then you find out that there are some nurses that don't even know what they are doing there. They don't even know how to fix a line. They don't even know how to give injection, and then you're just going to be wondering, how did those people get to this level? How did those people get to be in the hospital working and treating people? Some don't even know how to like administer a drugs to someone, and then this is really really need an attention, because if you are going to be in a position to handle people's health, there is a need for you to as well make sure that whatever you are doing to learn that, you should put all your mind and interest in it. But I feels like this thing is not like that in Nigeria. Many things people are finding their way. You paying money to get the paper, to get so a whole lot of things sorted out, and I feels like our government really needs to look into it. Well, let's move on. I would have handled economic better than Tinubu, Obi. I would have handled economic better than Tinubu, Obi. Candidate of the Labour Party in the 2023 presidential election, Mr. Peter Obi, on Tuesday accused President Bola Tinubu administration of being ineffective in implementing economic policy. Obi, a former governor of Anambra State, revealed this in an interview on Arise News prime time on Tuesday, and also criticized the decision of President Tinubu to float the naira in the absence of productivity, while also increasing the country debt profile and the cost of debt servicing, which he says was above the budgetary allocation for critical sector like health and education. Obi asserted that if he were the president, the country would have experienced drastic positive change in 2 years as he would have injected money into productivity that would lead to a more productive and sustainable economy.
Well, you see, this fact that me, I will always second to a positive, a new development because I believe I believe Peter Obi is someone we really need to take serious if we really want a better um, country for our nation because he has showed to the public and showed to the masses that he is ready and is capable of
Doing it.
ruling with this kind of logic and this kind of statistics in doing things and the way he sees things. I believe he has a better future to make this country back. Even though let's just give him a try. That's what me I see. That's what I see. I would have wished him to at least be the president of the state. At least we should have seen
The
the
changes.
changes already because with the way he speaks and the kind of the charisma he uses to if you check the past history of this country, anybody that has good intention for the country doesn't go far because there are so many cabals under it that don't let the person get. If you notice, I'm often notice something about this administration, how people are just being sacked anyhow,
And being replaced
replaced
with
anyhow. Because to me, I see this as a way of setting, of building a block towards the next president, the next election. Because this is how it happened during Buhari's time when people are being removed for this position, putting your own person there, moving this person and putting your own person, just to build a form a strong wall during your next election.
sick. Yeah, well, about the OP stuff that says he would have, I feels like many people is still going to go against this and feels like Obi wouldn't have done anything positively if he was given the chance, and I feels like it's not when you have this backup story just to say that this person wouldn't have done when you haven't given the person the chance to actually do so. But Nigeria, we are always focusing on the negative side, and then the more negative we have in our mind, the more negative it keep on producing for us. Because right now, no one is thinking that Obi would have done anything differently because they already hope that Nigeria would have sink
Yeah.
no matter who is there. Nigerian would have been going down more and more, whoever that is going to be there. But well, I hope that the next election is going to bring positivity to Nigeria. Moving on, Cross River APC disowned 12.5 billion naira petition against senator. The All Progressive Congress in Cross River State has disowned the 12.5 billion naira constituency fund petition against the senator representing the Northern Senatorial District, Agoni Garibe. The party also warned members against engaging in unauthorized legal action in the name of the party. The petition, reportedly authorized by the APC concerned group, written against the sitting senator of Northern Senatorial District on the issue of the 12.5 billion naira constituency fund is not from us and we disassociate ourselves fully from it, the state APC chairman, Apostle Eva, says on Tuesday. The Punch report that the APC on Monday declared its intention to unseat Garibe of the People Democratic Party in 2027 general election.
So, like I said earlier, you see, this is another plan of assisting another person again.
Yeah,
Because I don't know how true this information is about the 12.5 billion naira. But when me, I believe, I always say if anything that concerns two parties having issues, definitely there is a truth to something and there is a light to it because everybody tries to fit in the little truth they can bring out of a case and make it open because they know that this is the best way for them to attack that situation. This is a part anything concerning parties, APC, PDP, definitely there is something
going
that
on.
going on within that we don't really know about. I think the investigation really needs to go on more so we really know
Well,
what really happened to that 12.5 billion.
I'm going to say that this APC of a party has really come into Nigeria to take every corner and every, let me say, politic corner of Nigeria, and then I feels like their own, let me say, their own understanding. It feels like they wanted to fully handle every powers in Nigeria, and which is not supposed to be so. They wanted to like fight every other parties and then push them aside and take the seat. And I feels like if you are coming for a better things, like to improve and then put Nigeria in a better state, there's no need for you to be struggling or fighting the opposition that just for you to take. They can work hand in hand. APC and PDP being in the red chamber together, they can work hand in hand, find get knowledge from each other and see whatever they can do with it. But not for you to just be pushing every other parties away just because you wanted to take the seat. Well, let's move on. Federal government to tighten borders as NIS arrested 51 illegal immigrants. The Minister of Interior, Dr. Olubunmi Tunji Ojo, has called for collaboration with the Sahel and the West African countries on information and data sharing for effective border control. He made the call on Tuesday while addressing newsmen on the sideline of the Summit on Border Security in London. There is a need for collaboration of countries within the Sahel and West Africa sub-origin for better international partnership and information dissemination. We need more data sharing and better collaboration to make sure we don't just solve the problem, but we stop the problem from happening.
This this is what I keep saying. Just imagine a minister of interior coming outside to say we need a better data share. By now, in this century where Nigeria has developed to,
In this
we should,
2025 century,
we should have a good database to know what's really going on in the country. If you go to other Western countries, some African countries alone say they can control half more than 70% of their people and know where they are in a particular place and what they do, the kind of information they have about a particular person. In Nigeria, we don't have a good database.
exactly.
I tell you, 60% of Nigerians living in this country don't you can't find them because you don't know where they are. You need database to be able to know what's really going on. The only way you can really get someone in this country is NIN and bank
Even
BVN
at
and
that, some of them even fake that they are NIN. And
apart from faking the NIN, we don't even have a better documentation of this NIN. The only thing we can use to track anybody here now is number. If you don't have the person number, you can't track them. In the Western, you just click a particular name about somebody. It brings out
the details.
details about the person, what the person has done, what the person has been doing for the last 6 years, last 10 years, and what the person is presently doing because it's being stored on the internet and being it's taking if you just type the person's name, as far as the person has where he or she is working and is being registered on a computer, print it out. This is what Nigeria needs to be spending money on. Database is another form of security, and they just don't understand about that. They prefer spending money in the wrong place.
Exactly. I feel that is the well. I was thinking that this thing could have been done because there are some people that is migrating into Nigeria illegally, and then those is only those the security personnel that are at the border that can actually see the face of those people. There is no any camera there that can actually. The moment they step in, you can see them from up, but it's just the security personnel that is there, and that is really wrong. At this time of 2025 in Nigeria, we should actually be on the far connected with the AI and then these technologies, but we are still far behind from that. The school is not does not even have any idea of AI or technology of anything. So now look at it. Well, on today's top three from the Vanguard that we have for you. Migration arrests 51 illegal migrants in Nasarawa. The Nigerian Migration Service has arrested 51 illegal immigrants at the New Iyana Karu local government, Nasarawa upstate. The illegal migrants, who are all Malians between the age of 17 and 25, were arrested at their hideout following a credible intelligently. According to the Nigerian Immigration Service Public Relations Officer ACIAS, Akim Labi 11 of them are female, while 40 others are males. He added that preliminary investigation conducted by the service indicate that the migrants may have been victims of trafficking in person and smuggling of migrants, adding that none of them present any valid travel documents or residence permit during interrogation. Akinlabi says they have been taken into the custody of the service and are undergoing further profiling and investigation.
This is very well. I won't say it's bad because
they
it's
they are they
something.
are actually dealing with like information that those person actually, not as if that this thing was actually investigated properly before they find out. I know that this is wrong for an illegal migrant to walk into Nigeria, and then they are mostly Malis, and those ones you're not going to say that those are part of trafficking. No, those Malis, they travel around, they travel around, that if at some point all they just wanted to do in the neighboring country is just to go and beg, sit on the street and then begging, sending their children on the street. If you go to the street, you see them walking up and down begging. They are not actually a victim of trafficking.
Well, we can't really judge that, in a country where we don't have a good database. But kudos to the Nigerian Immigration Service for them to have observe this and figure this out. But we expect more because I tell you, there are so many immigrants in this country that the immigration office and service needs to really work artificial because our population is good. There's no the cost of living is very, very high. This and that is very, very high. Transportation, traffic in the road, air pollution, noise pollution, and everything. Most of the we are too much in this country. We don't even know who are citizens and who are not citizens in this country.
Exactly.
So I think we really need to watch and uh, do their research more for us to get of things really like this.
Wow, let's move on. Lightning kills header. 12 cows in Kaduna community. There was pandemonium in Mutaka Gewa community, Bondon district, Moro, Chief Don of Kwara local government area in Kaduna state, after lightning allegedly killed a herder and a 12 cow. Confirming the incident to journalists, village head of Mutaka Gawa, Chief Simon, says that a herder was taking shelter from the rain with his cattle when the lightning occurred and killed the animal. The herder, a young man, the 12 cow all died. It was tragic. The community is in shock, he says. Ado Bodon District, Malam Tanko Asiaka, says the incident was frightening and called for prayer and support for the family of the herder who hailed from Bauchi. The police were yet to react to the incident at press time.
It's very, very sad. Now, it's quite unfortunate that the header would actually lose his
12 cow,
life.
and
It's not
also the
even
cow.
about the cow. Losing a cow is not even, but losing a life is actually so um, bad. And I don't know if this is even natural, or we say it's even good enough because lightning killing 12 cows at the same time and also killing
The herder.
the person in charge, the header heading the cow. Definitely, it's not a small lightning at all. It's something that happened in a very wild um,
Exactly.
miles of area. And for the lightning to strike like that and killing 12 cows, definitely they were
In
around
open space.
a very open space that and for you to even kill 12 cows, that means that there are so many cows out there for that lightning to actually strike only just 12. I think it's a bad loss for community, and
Yes.
I if they should, if it's possible, seek their traditional this
Well,
thing.
talking about that, I feel like this is actually the most important reason why every herder in Nigeria needed to have a ranch for themselves. Because with this, it's going to prevent a whole lot of incidents that you don't even expect it to happen, because if there is going to be a ranch, a roof over those cows' head, there's going to be a safety, and then you don't need to actually take them out and then be destroying farmland and all that, and then using them to cause traffic. It's just going to be safe for them, and then you going out to just fetch them the food and then bring it to them. I think Nigerian elders needed to consider this fact of getting a ranch for them, for the cows and all. Well, let's move on. Ebonyi government dismissed report of five commissioner arrest. The Ebonyi government has dismissed a report that Governor Francis Nwefuru ordered the arrest of five commissioners over delay in delivery and breach of contract. This is contained in a statement issued by the chairman of the Ebonyi Executive Council Committee on Supervision and Completion of two state housing projects, Chief Donatus Elag in Abakaliki. The projects are the 140 housing units for the Izo and Amaze community, which were displaced by the Izolo and Eza Izolo communal crisis in Ishelu local government area.
Well, I think this is actually it's very funny to me to see a particular contract being given by some commissioners, and at the end of the day, they cannot see into the agreement and the
Completing and
contract.
or doing anything
Uh,
about it.
well, if they say the state government has ordered for the arrest, at least the arrest is not going to be in vain. It's going to be something that they will investigate and see and really know what happened.
Exactly.
If it's a really a contract breach or is an act of fraud or anything, so they really need to look into it more, because
$5,000
housing issues are not something that needs to just take
for
up here
granted.
like that. Yeah.
Exactly. Well, thank you for joining us today. We have come to the end of today's show. I have been your host, Bella. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hope you have a great day. Until next time, bye.